threats.
Slap him in the face, you know.
Mate, if I got what it takes.
Anger.
Don't, sir, don't.
Desperation.
Dad, I need to find £2,000 within 5 minutes.
What happens when debt
I'm not even paying a penny of it.
tracks you down?
Don't open the gates, mate. We'll force entry.
Up and down the UK,
Can somebody come to the door, please?
we see Britain's most resilient High Court enforcement agents
We need immediate police assistance.
dealing with every debtor's worst nightmare.
A wake-up call most people want.
Because if you can't pay,
Doesn't have a penny, doesn't own a thing.
they'll take it away. Recent research shows that the number of UK motorists being given parking fines by private companies has increased by over 25% in the last year alone. A leading motoring organisation estimates that around 4.5 million tickets were issued by private parking firms last year. It's 6:15 a.m. High Court enforcement agent Gary Brown and trainee Connor Jackson are in West London to recover a debt of almost £1,800 owed by Neelam Zagune in unpaid parking fines.
Is that a big old rugby ground, isn't it?
Do you reckon? Yeah,
Bigger than Wembley.
it's massive.
The agents have been given details of the car in which the parking offences were committed.
And I know she owns the Black Fiesta. If it's in the car park, it will give us an idea if she's in. Right, look out for Black Fiesta ending RSX.
But on arrival at the address, there's no sign of the car.
Just park up anyway then.
It appears Neelam may have left home already. But Gary and Connor make their way up to the third floor flat to double check.
Hello, Neelam. Can you open the door, please? Hi, Neelam. Hi there. My name's Gary Brown. I'm an enforcement agent. This is my colleague, Connor Jackson. You've been taken to court. I think you've been parking your car somewhere where you shouldn't do. So we're here to collect £1,793.77.
Okay.
You able to pay that?
No.
No. Okay.
This has gone to court. I've told them that, yes, I am the owner of the vehicle. However, I'm not the driver.
Because it's in the car's registered in your name. Wherever they ticket the vehicle, they're going to come to you if the tickets aren't paid. So the situation is now that we're here to remove goods from the property unless the debt is paid.
Okay.
So is there somebody you can call that can potentially help?
Yes.
Neelam goes inside to call for help.
Who is it you're ringing? Is it a family member?
It's my ex-partner. He's the one who has the vehicle.
Okay. Do you know if he's got the funds to pay it?
I have no idea.
Okay.
To be very honest. Hello? Should I get up? Because I got debt collectors at the door, man, asking me some money for the parking tickets. They're demanding £1,700, otherwise they're gonna take stuff from my house, man. What do you mean the parking tickets aren't even that much? It's gone higher and higher and higher because they're taking it to court. What am I supposed to do? So what am I supposed to do? What do you mean, why would I open the door to them? You think they're gonna go away?
Do you want me to speak to him?
He's like, give the phone to them.
I'll speak to him.
They don't exist. Here you go.
Hello?
Well, how can I help you, mate?
We're here to collect a debt that's owed. Apparently you're the one that's incurred the fines.
Yeah, but she ain't with neither does she have the money, neither do I, mate.
Okay, then there's no point continuing this conversation, is there?
Give the phone to her, mate.
Alright.
Have you got the money? Yes or no? Because if you haven't, then why the fuck am I wasting my time on the phone to you?
Gary and Connor are now in a sensitive situation. Neelam's ex-partner may have been responsible for the fines, but the writ is in her name, and she is liable for the £1,800 owed.
Neelam, we will try and make this as easy as possible. I know it's not a nice situation to be in. He's the one that's incurred the tickets on the car.
Tail end of relationships is quite a dangerous place for people when it comes to getting into debt. because there's a lot of other things that are going around in people's heads. It's quite an awkward situation to be in. You're sort of thrust into the middle of an argument with no side to take, stood there as a third wheel. It's a very surreal feeling, and sometimes you just have to ride it out a little bit and wait for the situation to calm down.
30 minutes later, Neelam's ex-boyfriend Shazad arrives.
Is he driving your car at the moment? He's just turned up. I think he's damaged our van.
It's clear Shazad is in a hostile mood. Neelam gets him on the phone.
Hello. You've got cash. I'll buzz you in Bishop, but please, Shazad, I beg you, don't cause no commotion.
With the promise that he's going to pay up, Neelam lets her ex in.
You done something to our van? Right, the situation is...
I can give you £500, mate, that's all I've got right now.
£500 isn't enough, and we can't accept an arrangement for a debt of this size. If we...
So what, you think I'm going to walk around with £1,700 in my pocket?
But they've got card
Debit card?
and stuff.
Huh? Have you got a debit card?
No, I don't have no thing card.
Credit card?
Right. It needs to be £1,793.77 or we remove goods.
Well, I'll give you £500 cash right now and you can wait and I can go grab the rest of the money.
It's gonna...
Brother, you're going to talk to me, don't ignore me, bruv. Don't walk around, don't ignore me.
Besido, Shazad, Besido, give me the £500, please, man.
Okay.
We're not going to be leaving...
Shut up, no one's asking you for anything. Shut up. No one's asking you for anything, is it?
Sorry, now.
Bunch of fucking pricks, bro. Yeah, they don't stop my cock. And guess what?
Okay, Shazad.
This simple enforcement has suddenly escalated. Faced with more abuse, Gary and Connor will have to use all their experience to get this case resolved. Connor and Gary were in Hounslow, West London.
Hello, Neelam, can you open the door, please?
To recover a debt of nearly £1,800 owed in parking fines by Neelam Zagurne.
You able to pay that?
It soon became clear that Neelam's ex-partner, Shazad, was responsible for the parking tickets.
Have you got the money? Yes or no? Because if you haven't, then why the fuck am I wasting my time on the phone to you?
But when he arrived, he immediately tried to intimidate Gary and Connor.
I think he's damaged our van.
Bunch of fucking pricks, bro. Suck my cock.
Now the agents need to try and calm Shazad down and make it clear that his £500 offer is not enough.
You haven't got any other cash, any other money you can give us, have you?
No, that's what I said to you.
With no better offer on the table, Gary and Connor start an inventory of goods they could seize to clear the balance.
What we have to do is take pictures.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
But then suddenly, Shazad gives Neelam some cash.
£600.
And makes for the door.
Shazad,
Well, you're going to fucking take our thing as well?
Well, maybe.
Maybe.
See you later.
Ignore him, please. He's just very, very stupid.
Neelam, don't worry about it. We deal with a lot worse than that. It's fine, don't worry about it.
Has he gone home to get the rest, has he?
Let's see what sort of time he gets back.
Alright, I'll inform him to hurry up.
"20 minutes later,
He's here, mate.
Shazad returns.
He's parked deliberately behind our van.
He's just trying to get one over on us.
It's clear that he hasn't calmed down.
You know how it is. And they hire you big lads though, so you could scare people.
No?
Trust me, because one bit, you don't scare anyone, bro.
Shazad has brought some more cash, but he's unwilling to hand it straight over.
Well, I'm going to have to count it anyway, so if you want to watch me count it.
No, I don't want to watch you count. You're going to watch me count it.
You carry on doing what you're doing, I'll have to count it after you. Waste time. I'll tell you what.
Well, I'm going to count it right next to you.
Stop wasting my time, let me count the money, right? And then you can watch me count it. Thank you. 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100.
Shazad has now cleared the entire debt in cash.
Whose name am I putting the receipt in? In yours.
Still ain't going to stop me from parking then.
Shazad, you're not going to park there.
Alright, hopefully we won't have to come back. Alright, take care.
The case is finally resolved. Now all Gary and Connor have to do is work out how they're going to get their van out. But Shazad has quickly followed them downstairs.
Well, look what you're doing.
Look what you're doing. You're fucking trying to mug me up. You're taking something on the bar and be like, I'm going to take a joke. Like, don't understand anything. Alright, cool, mate. You can do it.
How about I call the police?
What are they going to do?
They'll move out of the way.
Well, that's going to waste their time and that. They can get that. Call the police.
While Connor tries to manoeuvre the van around the Fiesta, Gary calls the police.
Hi there, my name's Gary Brown. I'm an enforcement agent with a High Court writ. We've got the writ paid, but there's a guy out here called Rashad who just wants to cause problems by blocking the car in.
What's his game?
As Connor backs up, Gary spots something.
He's punctured our tyre.
So mate, the police are on their way.
For what?
Criminal damage.
For what?
My tyre.
And then Shazad suddenly decides to leave.
I've got his picture, he's walking off. You'll get a visit from the police, all right, mate? See you soon. Sometimes the things that we do can cause people to lose a lot of face. And they sometimes do very silly things that it's just going to cause them more problems. But they don't realise that at the time.
10 minutes later, the police arrive.
So how much damage has been done to your van?
It's a punctured tyre. Is this something that he would be arrested for? Yeah. Is it? It is?
Damage, yeah.
All right.
If he's not, he'll be on our system.
I'm sure he'll regret it when you do catch up with him. Cool.
You'll be going around slashing your tyres every time
That's it.
Disagrees with your job.
That's it.
Alrighty?
All right, cool.
No problem at all.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Cheers.
All Gary and Connor can do now is wait for a mechanic to arrive and repair the van.
We've got to get the tyre changed, but who's going to have the last laugh? Because we're going to be on our way soon, and he's £1,793 down, and he's probably going to get arrested for it as well.
Research has shown that over 1.5 million low-income households in the UK are struggling with extreme levels of debt. Average household debt, including mortgages, is now over £56,000 and is predicted to increase by over 50% in the next 5 years. High Court enforcement agents Gary Ball and Matt Highway are in Yardley, Birmingham, to collect a large debt of nearly £40,000 from Mrs. Linda Bird.
Grey, horrible day.
Miserable, isn't it?
The money is owed to a firm of solicitors for unpaid legal fees arising from a family dispute which began 10 years ago.
A lot of money. £38,209.40.
That's a massive one, isn't it?
The claimant has tried several times over the last decade to get their money back. And so finally, they escalated the case to the High Court in a last chance bid to reclaim the money they're owed.
Yeah, go on.
With such a large amount to recover, the agents aren't expecting the full amount today. But if Mrs. Bird doesn't make an acceptable offer, Matt and Gary will have to remove goods to offset at least part of the debt.
Hello, sir, how are you? I'm looking for Linda Bird.
Right, she's not here.
She's not here?
No,
okay, can you give her a call for me?
Who are you, mate? What do you want?
That's no problem, I can explain the way. My name's Mr. Highway, so I'm a High Court enforcement agent.
Right, okay. Hold on, babe. Can I call you back in 2 minutes? What's it regarding anyway?
I'm here with a writ from the High Court, sir. So that's it. That is all I can tell you at the moment, unfortunately.
For what, then?
I will need to speak to Linda about it, as you can imagine. Is Linda your mother or partner?
Yeah, my mum.
Mum, okay. Smashing.
The debtor's son, Wayne, gets his mother on the phone.
You got High Court enforcement agency at the fucking front door. Alright, tell me. Should be back in a bit, mate.
With the door open, Matt takes the opportunity to make peaceful entry into the house.
Hold on. Don't come into my house, right?
Yeah.
Now you're forcing entry. Well, you better get the police here, mate.
I don't need police, sir.
Well, I do. Hiya, yeah, can I have the police, please? Right, I've had some county court bailiffs turn up at the property. They're not for me, and yet they're forcing through the door, and he's actually making me feel threatened in my own property.
The police tell Wayne the agents have every right to be in the house.
Well, you've been about as helpful as a fucking turd, so thank you. Fuck you.
Thank you.
Just come in here.
We can make entry through any open door. That's where people often get confused as to what they can and can't do, whether they are able to obstruct us. No, once we've entered, we're there legally and lawfully.
15 minutes later, Mrs. Bird arrives back home.
Hiya, Linda, you alright?
Yes, thank you.
Sorry for the disruption.
No, it's okay.
My name's Matthew High, I'm a High Court Enforcement Agent. I'm here with a...
Can you tell me what for, please?
Yeah,
Right,
do you want to take a seat and we'll have a chat through it, yeah. So, the claimant took you to the county court, so they've escalated that to the High Court for enforcement purposes.
Yes, he's taking me to High Court.
The writ from the High Court commands myself and my colleague to attend here today to ask you for payment or to seize goods to the value of...
I don't need to receive my goods.
It's a huge amount of money, are you aware of that?
Yeah, it was 25 at the time.
It's £38,000 now.
Well, I don't know about that because I thought it was squash because I haven't heard from him for 10 years. So that is a bit unfair to me that he's done that to me.
It's clear that the size of the debt, now with 10 years' worth of interest added, has come as a shock to Mrs. Bird. Matt needs her to understand what she must do next.
We are going to have to do something about this outstanding debt.
Yeah.
What can you raise at the moment?
Well,
that's a copy of the warrant for you from the High Court.
So I don't know.
Right. They're going to want a substantial down payment. It's a £38,000.
But I'm going to get money if I haven't got.
Yeah.
Can I phone him up to make arrangements on the phone? We need to give you £200 a week.
Give him a call. Give him a call.
Linda calls the claimant's office to try and come to an informal agreement.
Hello? Mrs. Burr, hello? I'm willing to pay £200 a week and I'll bring you down the office in the morning. I don't mind that. And I didn't know I owed that much. I've got the enforcement blokes here. Trying to speak to her.
Yes, please, yeah. Hello?
Hello, madam. It's Gary Ball, the High Court Enforcement Agent.
Right, okay. Just hold on there. I'll see what I can do.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
The office promises to call back, but her son Wayne is not happy with the offer his mother has put forward.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to have to rely because I've got to empty the stuff.
Well, how are you going to, Mum? You can't do yourself like that because you'll have no money to eat, will you?
No, I'm going to have to rely.
Yeah, well, you won't be able to eat, will you?
That doesn't matter, does it? Then what the fuck you going to eat?
Talk sense to him, because if you start saying you're going to pay something you can't afford and then you relapse on it, he'll be back again.
Yeah, large debts are always difficult to collect. When we see £40,000 and £50,000 on a writ, our eyes roll in the back of our head because, unless someone's very well off, most times people will struggle with that sort of debt.
10 minutes later, the claimant's office calls back.
Hello?
Hello, Gary. Carry on doing what you're doing, please.
Okay, carry on.
Alright.
Okay, that's... Yeah, rejected. Carry on what you're doing.
The agents now have no choice but to start an inventory of goods they could seize to offset some of the £38,000 Linda owes.
Lenovo laptop. Xbox, right?
Yeah.
One.
But Wayne has other ideas.
Well, you ain't touching that telly or that Xbox.
So as far as
I've paid for them.
As far as we
my stuff in my room and my mum's room.
Yeah, do you want to get receipts or invoices for them then, bud, and then we'll have a look
I'm
at them?
supposed to prove that in Christmas presents.
They will be seized unless you can prove otherwise.
Right, that's my fucking property. I've paid for that. I'm just going to go and check through my paperwork.
Yeah, go and take £200.
There we go. I thought I brought it for Margaret's, but that's Curry's. That's a receipt at Curry's. So that's for this laptop.
Alright, happy with that, mate.
Thank you.
What's that for, mate? Let's have a look.
The documents prove that the assets in the house do belong to Wayne. With nothing to take, Matt and Gary have no choice but to try and negotiate a payment plan Linda can afford, and that the claimant might accept.
Linda, how can we resolve this? How can we resolve this?
Mate, we can't, to be honest.
As Linda is on benefits, the agents need to see proof of her income so they can work out how much she can afford to pay.
Have you got a letter for it?
You got the letter?
I've looked at it also.
This might help you out, so we need proof that you're getting it.
But the situation is clearly taking its toll.
Linda, calm down.
Calm down. He's just said, look, find the letters and he'll try and help you.
I'm sure he'll.
He wants to help you.
Do you want me to have a look?
Please. Right?
There you go, that's what we need.
The documents prove that Linda is on a low income. It's now up to Matt to figure out a realistic solution.
Well, I'll tell you what I've put forward, okay? £150 today.
I can probably get 150 quid together for you today.
With £200 a month, not a week.
Should we pay them off?
I'm not saying they're going to come back and say yes to it. I don't know.
Matt calls the office to see whether the claimant will accept a £200 a month payment plan.
Hello?
But as they've already rejected Linda's earlier offer of £800 a month, he's not hopeful.
So we're at the property at the minute. As far as his assets are concerned, there isn't. So we're a bit pig in the middle. But there is an offer of an arrangement, £150 today, with £200 per month going forward.
We are able to set arrangements if the claimant is happy with that. They don't have any obligation to accept an arrangement, but sometimes if there aren't any assets there, then that is the only way to move the case forward.
15 minutes later, the office calls back.
Hello?
Well, I might care there. Proposal is they wouldn't want any less than £500 up front and then £300 a month going forward.
Speak to you shortly. Cheers.
The claimant is prepared to accept a deal, but at a higher monthly rate.
So the officer spoke to the client. So what they're saying is that they are willing to enter an agreement with you under different terms. What they say they would like is £500 today.
A month?
No, today, with £300 a month going forward.
I can have it by Friday, but not today. I've got £80 in there and he's got £150, that's all I've got.
And you can get the rest to us on Friday?
Yeah.
Sorted, yeah.
Thank you very much, I really appreciate it.
You got a card machine?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
With the help of her son, Linda has agreed to meet the claimant's request of a £500 down payment paid in 2 instalments.
Take your card, buddy.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Linda's son also agrees to help her find the £300 payment plan. But with £38,000 to pay back, it'll be more than 10 years until they're debt-free.
All right, Linda, you take care, all right? No worries.
Right, you're all sorted, yeah? You understand everything?
Okay.
See you later.
See you later, mate.
Ta-ra, mate.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
We managed to get an arrangement in place in the end that the claimant and the defendant are both happy with. You know, I think we've got the best possible outcome for the client.
Matt and Gary secured a result against the odds. But in Connor and Gary's next case...
Excuse me!
A lockdown at a car dealership...
If you don't open the gates, mate, we'll force entry.
...leads to a standoff.
So what am I doing? Am I calling the police or are you going to open the door?
Nearly 30,000 county court judgments were issued against businesses in England and Wales in the first quarter of 2017. The average amount owed now exceeds £2,700, a 36% increase from the previous year. High Court enforcement agent Gary Brown and trainee Connor Jackson are near Maidstone, Kent. They're hoping to collect a debt of £3,000 owed to a dissatisfied customer by car dealer Richard Adams, trading as Aspire Auto.
Oh, here we are.
There it is, Gary.
Here we go.
Ah, there's 2 entrances.
There's more than 20 cars in this forecourt, mate.
With plenty of potential assets on show, Gary and Connor could have all the leverage they need if Mr. Adams can't or won't pay today. Now, all they have to do is find him.
Just have a look outside. You all right there? Can I speak to the company owner, please?
He's not here at the moment, but you can speak to me about it.
Okay. We're here about a case where the company's been taken to court.
We'll have to speak to him then, I suppose.
Yeah, can you get him on the phone for me, please?
The employee tries to call the debtor, but he's not picking up.
I can't get in touch with him yet.
You can't get in touch with him at all?
It's just going to answer phone, so.
Can you keep trying? I know this isn't your debt or anything, but...
I'm going in a minute, so...
Okay. I'll try him as well.
Please leave your message after the tone.
Hello there, my name's Gary Brown. I'm an enforcement agent and I have a High Court writ against Aspire Auto. If you could give me a call back and we can get this resolved hopefully very quickly. Thank you.
While Gary and Connor wait for Mr. Adams to get in touch, they spot the dealer's stock list on the office computer.
This will be plus services and repairs and stuff, so purchase price is that.
Because of removal and auction fees, Gary and Connor will have to remove several cars to cover the £3,000 debt.
That Peugeot, it's up for just under £2,000, is what I'm thinking. So this is car number 1.
Focuses.
The Range Rover.
They identify 4 cars on the forecourt that would cover the debt and all the costs of removal.
That's enough, you reckon, or...?
Yeah. When we enforce against car dealers, you know that there's always assets, and you know in the back of your mind it's just a bit of a waiting game, and if you back off a bit, you're eventually going to get the debt paid.
But there's still no sign of the debtor.
Well, what we're going to do is, as we can't get hold of him, we're going to do a controlled goods agreement. He needs to contact us when he gets in, or when you can get in contact with him to make a payment on this. Otherwise, we're going to have to come back and remove goods if there's not a payment made.
I'll give him 48 hours.
48 hours.
Gary and Connor list the cars they've identified to seize on a controlled goods agreement and leave the paperwork in the office. The controlled goods agreement means the cars cannot legally be moved or sold. And if Mr. Adams doesn't pay in 48 hours, they have the right to return to seize them.
All right. Thanks, mate. Take care. It's quite frustrating to get to an address and you've got all this leverage in front of you and there's nobody there to speak to. But all you can do is take control of the assets that are there and leave the paperwork and give them a chance to get in touch.
2 days later, Mr. Adams has still not been in touch, and so Gary and Connor are paying another visit to Aspire Auto. But this time, they're in for a surprise.
The gates are locked.
God's sake.
And our Peugeot's not in the showroom anymore.
Is it not?
No. He's got one of them heavy-duty padlocks on this one.
Makes life a bit awkward, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The other 3 cars Gary and Connor listed on the controlled goods agreement have also disappeared, and the place appears to be empty.
So if he has removed the cars, then he is breaking the law, and the police will then become involved, and the cars will be reported as stolen. But there's someone here.
But then Gary spots someone leaving the showroom.
Excuse me! If you don't open the gates, mate, we'll force entry.
Yeah, the guys in there have obviously been briefed not to speak to us. Let me go and speak to this fella. There is someone over there. Fellas, I'm about to cut the gate open, okay? So you either want to open it or get this bloke on the phone.
Gary sees the man going into another building at the back of the car showroom.
Does he lock that gate as well?
Get the big yellow scissors out.
The writ empowers them to force entry if necessary.
Want to get the owner on the phone for me, please?
I've got the police on the phone.
At the back of the dealership, Gary's in for a surprise. He finds a large working garage. If this is part of Mr. Adams's business, the expensive equipment inside would be much more cost-effective to remove than the vehicles left on the forecourt.
Got a High Court writ. I need proof of ownership for all the diagnostic equipment in there, the tyre machines, everything.
This is actually a separate business compared with the front.
Are you open for business?
I am.
Why isn't the gate open?
Because the customer's ringers.
Sorry?
Because the customer's ringers.
What, do you mean when I came to the gate and you walked away from me?
Despite the man's claims that this is a separate business to Aspire Auto, Gary is suspicious.
Has he got a number for Richard Adams?
Okay. I mean, that side that he's doing.
I think you're being a bit more evasive than what...
I was just told to keep the doors locked and keep myself to myself, and that's what I'm doing.
I don't think you're being completely honest with me. What's your name, fella?
Do you know?
Nothing to do with me.
No, I've got nothing to do with any of this.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't believe that between everyone that's here now, you haven't got any contact details, or you're not able to contact Richard Adams.
I haven't got a number for him.
It just doesn't ring true to me, I'm afraid.
Gary still hasn't seen proof that the garage is not part of Aspire Auto. Then he spots some paperwork.
Right, yeah, this is kind of what I need to... So I've found some receipts here, which they've all got Aspire Auto on.
Nail in the coffin.
The receipts show that garage repairs and services are being invoiced under the name Aspire Auto. Gary now has the evidence to show that the garage is connected with the debtor company.
This guy's locking up the...
But then the mechanic takes action of his own.
If you lock that, I'll be breaking it open. If you lock that, I'll be breaking it open. You're not doing yourself any favours by doing this. The goods in there, I believe, belong to Aspire Auto. If you don't open these, then I'll call the police, because you deliberately just lock these doors.
The police, mate. Go on, let's call the police.
Kent Police, please. I need police assistance, please, because I've got people here obstructing me.
The police are on their way. But then, Connor spots something in an unlocked car.
Gary, mate.
Yeah. Oh, hello. Or spotted.
The diagnostic unit, with its expensive software, could be worth almost £4,000.
So this is quite a good piece of leverage you've got. It's probably worth more than any of the cars on the forecourt, but this will fit in the glove box, whereas a car is logistically a lot more difficult to remove. We've got a result.
The machine is all the agents need to offset the debt.
This is the connector, all the connectors and stuff. All down there.
This is it, mate. This is it cleared.
With no need to get into the garage, Gary calls off the police.
Can I cancel police assistance, please? It's quite normal for debtors to be evasive, but when they're going to the lengths that they're refusing access and removing goods that we've already taken control of, then it oversteps a boundary and they're actually committing an offence then. It never ceases to amaze me the lengths people will go to be evasive. All right, mate. All right, see you later, mate.
Well, we got what we came for.
That's the main thing.
Research has revealed that having children increases the probability of getting into debt by more than 50%. More than a third of UK families with children report that they would have to borrow money to pay for essentials should the cost of living increase. High Court enforcement agents Matt Highway and Gary Ball are in Birmingham to collect a debt of over £6,500 owed by Nada Joma and Tony Santos for unpaid nursery fees.
bit of a danger to himself, isn't he, that one?
The nursery escalated the case to the High Court.
Go over the drive, mate.
And now Matt and Gary must collect payments in full today.
Hello, morning. Could I speak to Nada Jamal or Tony Santos, please?
Yeah, who's here?
My name's Mr. Highway, I'm a High Court enforcement agent.
Mm-hmm.
Is that yourself or is it somebody here?
They moved from here.
They moved from here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Have you got some identification for yourself?
Yeah.
You have? Smashing. Thank you. Thank you.
The woman shows the agents a passport in the name of Hayam Kadimi. But as this is the address on the writ, the agents have the right to stay and investigate further.
Now, when did you move in?
About 6 months ago.
6 months ago? You live on your own here?
Yeah, with the 3 kids.
And is it property rented?
Yeah.
You got a tenancy agreement?
If you come back to me after I drop the case, I'll be able to...
Yeah, you're going to need to find it now, sweet, I'm afraid. We need to see it now.
Okay, give me 2 minutes to check. Okay?
Thank you.
But Matt is suspicious.
You just play with it for a minute. I'll see if there's any notes on the system.
Yeah.
Matt turns detective. He checks all the information he's been given about the debtor on his phone.
Thank you. Let's get that passport back up again, mate.
Excuse me, why are you checking?
Matt checks the woman's ID with the details on his phone.
What's your date of birth, madam?
14 January, 84.
Got the right person, madam, it's you, isn't it?
Well, unless you've got exactly the same date of birth as the person that's just moved out, which is pretty unlikely, isn't it, really?
Matt and Gary now suspect that she might be using 2 names.
Are you Nada Jamal?
No.
With the woman still denying that she's the debtor, Matt and Gary now need to use all their skill to work out if she's telling the truth and get the £6,500 they came for. High Court enforcement agents Matt Highway and Gary Ball were at an address in Birmingham, seeking to recover £6,500 from Nada Jomar and Tony Santos.
Moved from here?
They moved from here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The woman who lives here showed ID with a different name to the one on the writ.
Got the right person, madam, it's you, isn't it?
Now the agent suspects she is using 2 names.
Well, unless you've got exactly the same date of birth as the person that's just moved out, which is pretty unlikely, isn't it, really?
Matt hopes his persistence will pay off.
No?
I will tell you, Tony Santos is my ex-partner.
He's your ex-partner?
Yeah.
Right, smashing. Now we're getting somewhere now, aren't we?
He's not here.
He's not here?
He left the country.
Right, okay. And you're not Nada Jamal?
No.
You're not?
But Matt is not giving up. The agents look inside the property. They want to find evidence to confirm their suspicions that the woman is using 2 names and that she is the debtor that they're looking for.
Is this my paper?
Sorry?
Is this my paper?
It's one of your letters, yeah.
Why are you checking my letter?
I can check anything that's in the property.
Gary then makes an important discovery.
What's her name on the writ? Jomar. Her residence permit?
Nada Abdul Hamid Jomar.
One name on a court writ, one name on a passport, same lady.
Well, that's the game, isn't it? That's how the game's played.
The document proves that the woman is the debtor, Nada Jomar, after all.
So do you want to talk some sense now? Your name's Nada Jomar. Tony's your ex-partner, yes?
Yeah.
Correct. Smashing.
When you find that bit of evidence, and you know it is checkmate. You know, there's nowhere for the defendant to go. They've got to either deal with it or lose something, and all that's left to do is take the money.
With her deceit uncovered, the agents can now continue to enforce the writ.
So we're here with a High Court writ this morning on behalf of probably a day nursery that your children went to, I'd have thought. It's now been escalated to the High Court for enforcement purposes. So we're here today to remove £6,568.32 worth of goods. The only way to stop that from happening is to pay in full.
In full?
Yes. £6,568.32. So if you'd like to make some phone calls, if you need to, or if you need to contact Tony, I don't know.
Okay, smash it.
Nada tries to get her ex-partner, Tony, on the phone, but he's not picking up.
You need to speak to him, because unless we get payment, then we're removing goods. So if you want to avoid that, then you need to speak to him.
He's not answering.
No? Can you pay this amount, madam? 6,568.32.
You want to come back for me after?
No, thank you. Wait, I don't think you understand. We're here to either remove goods to this amount. The only way to stop that is to pay.
With no offer of payment and Nada unable to reach her former partner, the agents have no choice but to seize assets. Matt turns his attention to the car parked outside.
Just stick a clamp on that. Chevrolet, mate, will it?
But the value of the car would only cover part of the debt. So the agents need to start an inventory of goods inside the house for other assets they could seize.
I'll just start taking pictures of the items. Right?
Yeah, I got TV, mate, to start with.
Top there as well. And a PS4 as well.
I'm telling you, take whatever you want to take.
No, it's fine.
But as the agents continue their inventory, they make a surprising discovery.
Oh, this is an interesting one, Mr. Ball. Gary.
Yeah? Where are you? What's that?
She's also a special constable for Northamptonshire Police.
You're joking.
It absolutely beggars belief.
She's learning to be a special constable. So you're a special constable then?
Yeah, just 4 weeks left.
Can I give you a little piece of advice?
Yeah.
If you're going to be a police officer, the next time someone comes and asks you a question, you need to answer it truthfully.
I know. And I told you to take everything. I give you my car. I said take my car even, because I know you're doing your job, and I can't take all this hassle. It's too much for me.
Sometimes, if the if the debt's a considerable amount of money, the defendant will actually rather that you take something because they know the value of it. They know what it is to them. They bought it originally, so if they paid £1,500 to £2,000 for it, they know that's what it's worth to them. So if you're there looking for £4,000 or £5,000, then sometimes that's the best outlet for the defendant to say, well, okay, just take the car.
The agents have now been in the house for an hour and a half. It's nearly 9 a.m. and Nada needs to take her children to school.
This is the house key.
This one is, yeah.
Yeah, and this is the car key.
Yeah.
With her car seized, the family go off in a taxi, leaving the agents to continue the enforcement alone.
She's left the property now, so she's gone and said, crack on, do what you like, and see you later. So we've got very little choice now but to remove goods.
The assets in the house aren't enough to cover the £6,500 debt, so Matt decides to take the car.
Hello. Hi, mate. Where's the car got to go to? Because I'll probably just drive it there, save waiting for recovery. Okay.
The agents lock up and leave the property. Nada will have 14 days to pay the debt, or the car will be sold at auction.
Got a full tank of fuel, we're good to go.
If selling the car doesn't cover the debt, the agents will be back.
I think on an enforcement visit, when something's being hidden and it becomes apparent that someone's hiding something, it spurs us on. It gives us the drive to look even deeper. And to turn the rocks over that hadn't been turned over previously. There's something to hide there. What is it? Why are they hiding it? Is it going to be of use to us? Is it an asset that's been hidden away from us? Is it going to essentially allow us to enforce the writ today?
Mate,
you've not got what it takes.
Anger.
Don't, sir, don't.
Desperation.
Dad, I need to find £2 grand within 5 minutes.
What happens when debt
I'm not even paying a penny of it.
Tracks you down.
Don't open the gates, mate. We'll force entry.
Up and down the UK.
Can somebody come to the door, please?
We see Britain's most resilient High Court enforcement agents.
We need immediate police assistance.
Dealing with every debtor's worst nightmare.
It's not a wake-up call most people want.
Because if you can't pay...
Doesn't have a penny, doesn't own anything.
They'll take it away. Over the first half of 2017, the number of county court judgments issued against individuals rose to the highest level seen in over a decade. Nearly 600,000 judgments were issued during this period, a 40% increase from the previous year. High Court enforcement agents Gareth Short and Mitch Starr are in Cardiff, South Wales. They're here to recover a debt of over £2,500 owed in unpaid parking fines.
We're going to visit Mr. J. Martin.
The case began when Mr. Martin left a car park without paying.
Correct.
Now he must pay the money he owes in full today in either cash or goods. The agents immediately spot a valuable asset.
Nice wheels.
Nice car.
If the Bentley on the driveway belongs to Mr. Martin, it could be seized if he can't or won't pay today.
Do you think he's inside?
No, I think he's out.
Although the house is unlocked, no one appears to be in, so the agents turn their attention to the Bentley. And they're in for a surprise.
Who leaves their Bentley open on their drive?
Bentley open?
I just can't believe someone would leave a Bentley on their drive unlocked in the middle of a city, just asking for it to be nicked, really, you know?
Mitch takes a look inside to see whether he can find any evidence that the car belongs to the debtor.
Mr. Martin.
Oh, good boy. I knew there was a reason why I worked with that.
The trade cards are for Mr. Martin's roofing business, evidence that the car could belong to him. Gareth starts an online vehicle check and gets an unexpected result.
That registration number is registered to a BMW 318. That should be on a road with that, because it's registered to a different car.
It seems that the number plate is registered not to the Bentley, but to a white BMW. But then Mitch spots something.
Was that BM there? Has that always been there?
It appears the agents are being watched.
So we've just done a search on the plates on the Bentley. He's coming back as a white BMW. And funny enough, across the road, there's been a white BMW M Sport parked up watching us. So I think that's the debtor, so I'm going to go and confront him now. Jonathan, mate, is it?
I'm just dropping him off to work, yeah.
I think it's Jonathan Martin, mate, to be honest.
Who's that?
Don't know. Do you have any idea on you, mate?
Do you know what, mate? I'm going to show you.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that.
The man inside the BMW isn't Mr. Martin.
Spidey senses was going then. The guy showed ID to prove he's not a debtor. Why has he been sat there for the last 10 minutes watching us?
The case is taking a complicated turn. But as Gareth suspects that changing number plates could be an offence, he calls for police assistance.
Hello, I'm a High Court enforcement agent. Wondering if we can have police assistance, please. We've just found a car on the drive with false plates on it. We've also got somebody parked across the road just watching us. Just wondering if we can have a police officer for assistance, please.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Any job can be extraordinary. There's so many twists and turns, just never know what's going to happen. So you've always got to have your wits about you. I'd like to say that you've learned from experience, but this job is a constant learning curve because every single job is different.
With the police coming, the BMW drives away. And just moments later, another man approaches the agents.
What's your name, buddy? Kevin, man, look for Mr. J. Martin, yeah, Jonathan.
It was ready to eat.
Can I tell you? Are you Jonathan?
No, I don't. I'm his brother.
The man, Kevin Martin, says he'll deal with the writ on his brother Jonathan's behalf. but the agents need the debtor's permission before they can discuss the writ.
If we get Jonathan on the phone, if he tells us we can speak to you, we'll tell you.
Hello. This is John Martin.
Hey John, alright? Okay, we're High Court enforcement agents. We're High Court writ against you.
I'm his brother.
You help me off your brother to sort this out. Yeah, perfect. Okay, yeah, perfect. Thanks, mate.
Right.
So you're in possession of a High Court writ.
What do I do here now?
Two options, mate. The debt can either get paid, or we're going to be lifting this car. So at the moment, the debt stands at £2,269.05.
Well, all over £1 parking ticket, I bet. I don't know how I'm going to pay this.
You can pay it over the phone.
You have a bill slightly check?
No, that's the only thing we don't accept is cheques.
Let me see what they're coming at.
While Kevin tries to arrange payment, Gareth wants to find out whether he's got any connection to the man in the white BMW.
Where have you come from, lad?
What's that got to do with this?
She's taking interest, that's all.
You're not. Where have you come from now? That's a leading question. It's a loaded gun.
That's a loaded gun?
It's not a loaded gun. It's just fucking shit. Just clip the clap charge. I'll give you the money, that's it.
This routine case is turning out to be anything but straightforward. With no sign of the debtor and with his brother becoming agitated, it will take all of Gareth and Mitch's experience to get the £2,500 they came for. Gareth Short and Mitch Starr were in Cardiff, Wales, to recover a debt of over £2,500 owed in unpaid parking fines by Jonathan Martin.
I think he's out.
The debtor didn't appear to be in, but the agents found that the valuable Bentley outside was unlocked. Then Gareth discovered that the car's number plate had been swapped with another vehicle.
That registration number is registered to a BMW 318.
The agents called the police.
Police assistance, please.
Then a man arrived.
What's your name, baby?
Kevin Martin.
Kevin Martin. Look for Mr. J. Martin, me, Jonathan.
I'm his brother.
And became agitated with the agents.
This is fucking shit. Just clip the clap charge. I'll give you the money, that's it.
Now, Gareth and Mitch must try to get this complicated case back on track.
You can pay over the phone if you need to, mate. He hasn't got to be here, yeah?
Kevin phones his brother Jonathan again.
Look, I'm trying to sort it out for you, right? Right, I can give you £1,000.
Okay, we're half here then.
And then when he comes back on the 26th, he said he'll pay you.
Jonathan has offered £1,000 today and the balance paid off in 3 weeks' time. But the agents are duty-bound to try and get payment in full today.
We can't wait, unfortunately. So we're commanded by the High Court to come and collect the full balance or remove assets. We'll be the most patient men in the world, mate. If you've got to wait for half an hour or something.
You won't get £2,500 a day.
Okay, so
Leave it at that.
Alright, so we'll have to take the car then.
Despite the fact that the Bentley has a false number plate, if it belongs to the debtor, it can still be seized. But Kevin has other ideas.
That's not even his car.
We've got reason to believe it is.
We fake cards in there, mate. All sorts in there.
That's in Yvonne's name.
If we get proof of that, then we leave it.
It is in her name.
Yeah, we obviously to do a job, we need to see proof for that.
Do you want to see logbook?
Logbook's not proof.
What's proof then?
It's the original sales invoice. So
she got a receipt probably.
She got that, then we leave it.
Yeah, but she's in Spain.
Kevin claims that the car doesn't belong to his brother, but without proof, the agents could seize it.
She'll have 7 days to prove ownership then before we sell it.
With the car at risk of being removed, Kevin gets back on the phone.
I'm just calling for the police now.
He claims to be calling the police, but Gareth has spotted something.
I think she was born yesterday, man.
It seems that Kevin's phone is actually switched off.
Perhaps what you should do is if you ring 999 on your phone instead of just pretending, you'll speak to the police now. He wasn't born yesterday, mate.
No, I didn't. I didn't go before. I just told them my ear there, mate.
Ah, right, okay. They always have an inkling if somebody's telling you the truth or not, or if they're hiding the truth. And that's when I'll start to drill down and find ways of getting the truth out of them. If that person's not the debtor, then it is obviously a lot harder. But then it's a bit of a cat and mouse game, to be honest with you.
40 minutes after Gareth called them, the police arrived.
Is your phone, mate, is it?
No, I have phoned them.
It is, mate. This is your goods, mate.
After seeing the High Court writ, the officer is keen to have a word with Kevin Martin.
Do you have any idea how to clarify you you've got a driver licence from the sort of bit tidy up?
But then suddenly, Kevin flags down a passing van.
Oh, whoa! Right, I've got with these, I'll be back. See, disappear like that.
With Kevin gone, the policeman makes a surprising claim.
I've reason to believe he's given me enough details and he's the person who court warrants for. That's probably why he's disappeared.
It seems the man the agents have been dealing with could actually be the debtor, Jonathan Martin, after all.
I've got an officer on the way down here knows him, was going to identify him.
Some debtors do think we was born yesterday. I'm very stupid. And I do find that a bit of an insult sometimes. But unfortunately, that's the way they're dealing with the situation. So what you do need to do then is start drilling down on the truth, because ultimately the truth will come out in the wash.
5 minutes later, another officer arrives and shows Gareth a picture of Jonathan Martin.
That was the guy who was here, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was him.
Is that him, is it?
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Dealt with him several times.
Is he wanted by you as well, is he?
With the man's true identity confirmed by the police, Gareth's keen to know if they're planning on taking any action over the swapped number plate.
Is that car going to go, or...?
We've no power to remove it at the moment. It's parked on the drive. Although it's no insurance, we can't move it off the drive unless we install it. We're going to do some further checks on it.
Appreciate that, guys, anyway. Thank you very much.
It appears that keeping a car on a driveway with false number plates isn't unlawful, but driving one on a public highway is. With the Bentley now on the police radar, they leave. But just then, another man arrives.
Right, mate.
And makes a surprising offer.
I didn't pay John's bill. He just asked me to come and pay after this so we will take the car.
Well, you're going to pay his bill, mate, yeah?
There's 1,500 quid there,
cool.
And then the other £769 on a card. And then, does that stay there then?
If it's all paid, mate, that car stays in.
The man doesn't say what his connection is to Jonathan Martin, but he produces £1,500 in cash and pays the remaining balance by card.
76905.
Yeah.
Happy with that? Well, not really, but...
That don't make a difference to me.
No.
No, all sorted. Sorry about that, mate. Cheers, thank you very much.
You take care, buddy. All the best.
Thanks to the mystery donor, Jonathan's debt is paid off in full.
Done our job, mate.
Happy days.
But just before Gareth and Mitch leave, a familiar van approaches.
There he is, boys. There he is, jumping out as well.
The man the police identified as the debtor has returned.
What the policewoman says?
She said you were Jonathan, or?
Yeah.
You are now?
Yeah. Do you know when she went there, she said he's not coming back, did she?
Don't know.
With Jonathan now being honest with the agents, Gareth wants to find out more about the debt.
How did you get that by?
My brother, he had no money on him. So the yellow arm comes up.
Aye.
The car goes out. He went right up the arse of an out car, going out, so he hasn't got to pay the pound.
Jonathan Martin is now claiming his brother was responsible for the parking offence behind the debt.
It's dead now, and he's going to fucking pay you.
The case might have ended with yet another twist, but it's been a good result for the agents.
But for us, it's a great result. We got the case paid.
Done our job, mate.
Happy days.
Research has shown that the number of disputes between tenants and landlords over rent arrears increased by 90% last year. The average amount owed to private landlords across the UK currently stands at over £1,800, and the total amount has now exceeded £5 billion. High Court enforcement agents Matt Highway and Gary Ball are in Milton Keynes, Buckinghamshire. They have a writ to collect a debt of over £16,000 owed to a landlord.
Who's first today then, mate?
We're going to see Mr. Mark Ford and Miss Emma Jackson, who owe £16,500.
The defendants, Mark Ford and Emma Jackson, left a rented property 9 months before their tenancy agreement officially came to an end. But their landlord pursued them through the county court to get the rent the couple should have paid him for the remainder of the lease.
Dog's looking at me.
The landlord won the case, and it's now been escalated to the High Court. Today, the agents have come to the debtor's new address to get the debt paid off in full. With no one answering, Matt checks around the back. Finding an open door, he makes peaceful entry.
Hello? Hello?
And it appears someone is home after all.
High Court enforcement.
How'd you get in?
Through the door.
Mark, is it?
Yeah.
Hi Mark, my name's Gary, it's Matthew, we're High Court Enforcement Agent. Reference a High Court writ for £16,479.16.
Okay.
What's it about?
The old place that we used to rent and we had to move out.
Okay.
Because the boiler was broke, there was no hot water. And they wanted to charge us for the end of the, until they went to the end of the tenancy.
Alright.
I have contacted the court.
Yeah, I can see that, yeah. You put an appeal in, didn't you?
Yeah, appeal in, yeah.
And that was dismissed, yeah?
No, it's been, they lost the paperwork for it.
It's been dismissed. It's on the notes.
I haven't been informed.
Okay, well it has.
So where we are today, so we stand at £16,479. Graph you, can you pay that today? What about Emma, sir? Has she got any funds?
But Emma's in Spanish. I can give her a number if you want a number.
Matt gives Emma a call.
Welcome to the O2 messaging service.
But with Emma out of reach, Mr. Ford must now deal with this debt on his own.
If you can raise funds.
I've got nothing at all. I lost my business in the last 6 months and I've put everything into it and I've lost everything.
Okay.
That's the situation.
Alright, sir.
People will open up and tell us the story on why they've not paid you, what's happened in the past. You know, we'll always listen to them. We are humans. We'll always understand the situation they're in. You do feel sorry for them, but we're only there doing a job. It's nothing personal.
With no offer of payment, the agents must now start an inventory of seizable assets.
TV.
And Gary immediately spots a set of keys.
So is that named on some paperwork somewhere, the vehicle?
Yes.
You have that paperwork?
I haven't got the paperwork right
No,
now.
it'll be seized, unfortunately.
Until Mr. Ford proves that the Mercedes doesn't belong to him personally, it can be seized to offset the debt. But as it's worth only £1,000, a fraction of the £16,000 owed, the agents must continue to search for assets of value in the house. And upstairs in the Home Office, Matt's in for a surprise.
That feels right, that does.
He's found what appears to be a Rolex watch. If genuine, it could be worth in excess of £5,000. But the agents don't know whether it's real or fake.
I can never tell, to be fair.
I can. It's normally the weight, mate. For the weight on it.
Yeah, it is heavy one.
But then, in a drawer, Matt finds yet another luxury watch.
That's a Tag Heuer.
It's a feel like it. I'll keep searching.
With another watch found, the agents continue their search.
Yeah, I found another watch, another Rolex.
It's an Armani as well.
And it soon becomes apparent that Mr. Ford is a serious collector of luxury watches.
That was my hobby.
Armani, Swarovski,
Cartier.
So you got Tag Heuer, Monaco.
The agents have now found 7 designer watches. If they're genuine, Matt and Gary could now be handling assets worth up to £10,000 or more. But they have no proof that any of them are authentic.
And Rolex, Oyster, Sea Dweller. An expensive watch is a great asset to seize. It can be of huge value. It's very easily transported. However, the pitfalls of that are that I'm not a qualified jeweller and I wouldn't know a fake Rolex from a real one if it was staring me in the face. So you're aware, Mark, these watches in this box, they are seized at the moment, all right?
But then Mr. Ford tries to stop them in their tracks.
Look at the point there, and it's off-centre. If it was Rolex, it wouldn't be off-centre.
With no expert knowledge, Matt can't tell whether Mr. Ford is telling him the truth. So he goes to speak to a colleague who has experience in this field.
Hi mate, you okay?
Hi mate.
You see the 9 o'clock and the 3 o'clock on the black bezel? If you push it gently, it should go down, because that's the pressure release valve on a real Rolex watch.
No, mate.
No, it's fake then.
That's no good then, yeah?
It seems that Mr. Ford was telling the truth. With the expensive Rolex confirmed as a fake, it looks like the only asset worth seizing is the car. So Matt requests a tow truck.
So you've got recovery for the vehicle coming. All right, mate, no problem. Cheers, cheers.
If you let it go to the stage where you're letting your vehicle go and you're not raising any funds at all and you're not going to come to an agreement with us, you know, you're adding thousands of pounds more to the bill. You're going to be hit with those removal fees and storage fees and sale fees.
30 minutes later, the tow truck arrives for the Mercedes. But as its sale at auction will only clear a small part of the £16,000 Mr. Ford owes, the agents will have no option but to keep the case open, adding further fees to the debt. But then suddenly, Mr. Ford makes Matt an offer.
You're taking the car.
Yeah.
If I give you £1,000 as well.
Right. Is that what you're suggesting, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I can certainly put it to him, yeah.
After saying he couldn't pay anything, Mr. Ford has now offered £1,000. Matt calls the office to see whether this is acceptable to the claimant.
What he's suggesting is the value in the vehicle, which is obviously what we value it at, and £1,000 today, with £1,000 a month going forward. Okay, mate. Yeah, cheers.
I never knock a door thinking I'd like to get a quarter of the debt or half the debt. However, sometimes, when it's not possible to collect the full amount, we need to look at an arrangement. This shows intent from the defendant, it gets a good result for the client, and it also makes them more likely to pay the rest of the remaining debt.
A few minutes later, the office calls back.
Hello, mate.
The client has agreed if we get an additional £1,000 and £1,000 a month.
Thanks, cheers.
The claimant accepts the offer.
Yeah.
Bank details?
With the £1,000 paid,
Yes, £1,000.
That's gone in, okay, lovely.
Okay.
Thanks, Rachel.
and the Mercedes ready to be sold at public auction, the case is resolved for now.
All right, mate. Sorry about the circumstances, but pleasure meeting you. Cheers.
But if Mr. Ford doesn't stick to his repayment plan, the agents will be back.
Yeah, I think, Matt, we need to go on a jewellery course, don't we?
Yep. And then maybe oil paintings afterwards?
Oil paintings, yeah. And then sculptures.
Yeah.
Wow, that lasted 4.5 hours.
Yeah, but a good result.
Yeah, good result in the end for the client.
Very difficult one, you know.
Yeah.
Matt and Gary got a result against the odds. But in Gareth and Mitch's next case...
You're not Francesco, mate, yeah?
Yeah.
An aggrieved debtor...
It's not fair, that.
...pushes their patience to the limit.
Whether you didn't understand. No, listen, it's the problem, because you have the fucking money.
Listen, don't start me.
No, I know, let me start to go angry.
Research has shown that nearly 3/4 of people in the UK come up against unforeseen expenses at least once a year. However, 4 in 10 have less than £100 put aside to cope with unexpected bills, and nearly 17 million people in the UK are at risk of getting into debt due to their low levels of savings. High Court enforcement agents Gareth Short and Mitch Starr are in Swindon, Wiltshire, to collect a debt of over £2,000.
I went to visit a guy called Francesco Macronelli. Italiano.
The agents don't know how the debt arose, but they've been given some information about the debtor, Mr. Macchiarelli.
The only notes we got is he used to be a private taxi driver, and now he's a chef, apparently.
Italian chef?
Italian chef. Taxi driver.
Good mix on this.
As Gareth and Mitch approach the address on the writ, they see 2 men leaving the estate.
You know Francesco, mate, yeah? Yeah. High Court enforcement agents we are. Show you some ID. Should we go and have a chat in your house, is that alright?
Yeah.
Francesco seems keen to cooperate. He and son Michael invite the agents in.
So, the county court judgment was entered against you, sir, on the 12th of the 4th, 2017. With regards to the amount of money you owed, they've then transferred it to the High Court. So we're now in possession of a High Court writ to enforce against you.
I don't know about that.
You say you've not received any letters whatsoever, is it?
No.
Have you ever owed any rent, sir? Any business debts, anything like that you can think of?
No.
The numerous letters have been sent from the county court for you. We also sent you a letter that looked exactly like that.
Honestly, I've never received it.
With Francesco claiming he knows nothing about the debt, Gareth calls the office to get more information.
Unpaid garage rent, he had a lock-up and he didn't pay for it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Alright, thank you.
Bye. Unpaid rent for a garage or a lock-up you rented, sir?
Oh, that one.
There we are. Pennies dropped there, yeah?
It seems Francesco does know about the case after all, and is now keen to tell the agents his side of the story.
With him, I want to give the garage back. He will give me a chance to empty the garage. And every time I said, look, I want to empty the garage, he changed the locker and forced me to pay month by month by month. That's the problem.
I'm guessing you had unpaid rent, yeah?
Yeah, I know, because I give you notice to empty the garage. So I said, look, I can't afford it to make more months on because I don't have money to pay you. £70 a month for me at the time is very high.
I'm guessing as part of your lease agreement with him, you had to give 2 months' notice.
Yeah, but if I not can afford it,
whether you can afford it or not, you agreed to that license or
you must have signed that contract.
Whatever the rights and wrongs of the case, Francesco lost in court. Now the agents are duty-bound to get this case resolved today, one way or another.
So your debt at the moment stands at £2,234.17. Are you in a position to make payment to us?
Oh, no, unfortunately not. I lost my job. If I don't have a chance to pay today, what happened?
Assets from inside the house will be seized today, and then they will be sold at public auction within 7 days.
No, man, that is not fair.
We'll treat that as a last resort, okay? Let's focus on trying to get the money first. If you say to us, all right, look, I want to make some phone calls, I want to speak to some people, I want to try and get some help, we'll be the most patient men in the world.
But instead of trying to raise funds, Francesco seems intent on arguing about the writ.
What you've done, for me, it's not fair.
Did you formally give you notice in to say you want to give you 2 months' notice?
I tell you twice, so many times.
Did you formally do that?
Yeah, voice by voice.
You should get by paper.
I'm guessing part of your contract would say you'd have to do it formally.
Because unfortunately, I can write English because I'm Italian.
So whenever we knock at the defendant's door, it's potentially going to be the worst day of the year, maybe potentially their life. And the first thing they want to do is just get aggravated. Obviously that's counterproductive for us. We don't want that to happen. So what we normally try and do is let the debtor have 5 to 10 minutes worth of kicking off, and then we try and bring him back down to level.
The agents have been in the house for almost 20 minutes, when suddenly Francesco's son Michael makes an offer.
I have 400 or something. Yeah, but that's without money.
If you
that is not fair. You see, that's the problem.
But Francesco is still disputing the court judgment.
I asked him to stop the agreement. I want to pay all the rest. At the time he said £400. Instead, him charging more and more and more. If him let me empty the garage, instead to put more on top. He said, no romper l'anima. Go upstairs, don't worry, I sort this one.
With Francesco's wife now involved, Michael tries to calm his father down.
There's no point you keep saying the story.
It's not fair, it's not fair that.
It's not fair.
Because if I tell you I can afford you...
Sir, your son's speaking a bit of sense here. I think you want to go in the kitchen.
Maybe you don't understand. That is the problem, because you have the fucking money.
Hey, don't swear at me.
No, now I'm starting to go angry. Because I tried to stop...
Shouting and screaming is not going to help you, sir, okay?
I know, but...
Do you want to go in the kitchen and have a chat with your son?
No.
We often get debtors and defenders who are just fixed on why they're in that problem in the first place. But I'm there to get a result. So what I try and do is listen to their story, but bring them back down to the ground and say, I'm not there to deal with disputes, unfortunately. The county court judge has already agreed that you owe this money. So there's no point having a go at me about it. You might as well work with me.
With the situation at a stalemate, the agents have to make it clear that despite his argument with the claimant, the writ is live and must be enforced today.
Can you see why we're here?
Yeah, I know.
Perfect, okay. So we're going around in circles at the moment. I definitely sympathise with you saying you lost your job, but unfortunately we got a High Court writ to enforce. So that's £2,234.17 is paid to us. We're going to look to remove assets.
Yeah, I know.
Which is the last thing we want to do.
But just then, Francesco receives a call.
Just a second. Oh, Christian. Sto un grande problema. Puoi venire un minuto a casa? Manager called me, and now he's come and tried to sort it.
So you got a family member on the way, have you?
Yeah.
So we need 1,800. If there's nothing comes in, if he can't help, could we do a couple more phone calls just to see if we can.
If you want to make phone calls, we'll happily wait.
If you want to believe or not, I don't care. You just come here, want to take my stuff off.
No, that's the last thing I want to do.
No, he's come here to do his job.
But despite his son and now another relative trying their hardest to help, Francesco is not backing down.
The bastard? Yeah, but because you have a fucking money.
Just stop shouting.
No, because
You need to calm down and listen to your son, so you're speaking some sense there.
No, because the fucking bastard, because you have the fucking money, do whatever he wanted. And steal the money for the poor people. I don't have any help at all.
I understand your stress, but you need to calm down, take a breath, have a cup of tea and
No. Be honest with you, I tell you, if I see that guy on the road, I don't know what's going on.
Well, you're going to get yourself in trouble then, you're going to end up at the back of a police van.
But then Francesco's nephew, Christian, arrives.
Quanti soldi ci vuoi? Sempre proprio 1800 sterline.
Yes, to a point, he'll pagare to...
possiamo pagare assieme.
Christian agrees to help pay off his uncle's debt.
That's 481 into your account, and the rest, Chris will pay it.
Along with nearly £500 from his son and the rest from his nephew, Francesco's debt is paid off in full.
It's a good thing you came when we were leaving, because otherwise...
Couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
I'm not expected, honestly.
But it seems that the agent's visit shouldn't have been a complete surprise for Francesco.
Yeah, another day, and I said, what's going on with your garage?
Listen to your wife.
But what?
She knew something was going to happen.
How do I say thank you in Italian?
Grazie. I know it's a very good boss.
Yeah, he's a good boy, yes. On a daily basis, we see the bank of mum and dad coming into the rescue. It's not very often we see the sons and the daughters coming in to bail the parents out, but it's a nice sight to see. Your parents have brought you up all your life, so the least you can do is help them out in their time of need.
Half an hour after they first arrived, the case is fully resolved.
There we are, that's us done.
Yep.
Francesco, hopefully you want to see each other again now, yeah?
I hope not.
Just make sure you sort this out properly, listen to your son, keep him in line, right? Michael, thanks buddy.
Michael, it's been a pleasure, mate. Good work.
No,
It shows how much family can mean to you sometimes. The son and the nephew pulling together to get the dad out of trouble was brilliant. It's nice to see that you can always rely on family.
A recent survey from a leading youth charity reveals that a quarter of adults under 30 in England and Wales resort to borrowing to make ends meet. Nearly half of all young adults are running out of cash each month, while over 1 in 10 have had to skip meals due to financial difficulties. 5:30 p.m. High Court enforcement agents Matt Highway and Gary Ball are in Great Bar, Birmingham. They're here to collect a debt of almost £6,000 owed to a lettings agency by one of their former tenants.
We're going to see a Mr. Charanjit Bhatto. He owes £5,883.57. It's either going to be rent left outstanding when he left or damage to the property, I would have thought.
If Mr. Bhatto can't or won't pay, the agents have the right to remove assets to offset the debt, including the Mini on the driveway, should it belong to him.
Looks almost empty, doesn't it?
The house is unlocked, but nobody seems to be in. But then a man arrives.
You all right, buddy? You're moving into it?
I am going to be moving the house, but obviously you lot outside is making me kind of worried, so...
Well, we're High Court enforcement agents here looking for Mr. Charanjit Patel.
Sorry?
Charanjit Patel. All right.
Okay. Not what I'm aware of.
No? Okay.
The man claims he doesn't know the debtor the agents are looking for, but he's clearly unsettled by their presence.
I don't want no one going in there breaking in because obviously I've got stuff inside.
Oh, so you live here then?
I'm moving stuff. This is one, so...
That's yours?
Yeah, I'll move that. That's got nothing to do with this property anyways.
Well, it is. It's part of the property, isn't it?
Well, I don't want you doing this.
Okay. But you got your logbook for it?
I ain't got my logbook on me, no, but
okay.
my license.
Your driving licence doesn't prove that's your car, sir.
But then Gary spots someone at the window.
The curtain's twitching.
Is there anybody in at the moment?
No one's there. Not I'm aware of.
Well, there's just been somebody at the top window.
Not what I'm aware of.
Suddenly the man leaves, just as someone comes to the front door.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Sorry, sir. Is that you?
The agents are finally face to face with the debtor, Charanjit Patel, and Gary explains why they're here.
They've took you to County Court on the 22nd December last year and escalated to the High Court for enforcement purposes.
Look, I'll be honest.
On the 13th, it's £5,883, sir.
I don't even earn that much, I'll be honest with you. What's happened here was the unpaid rent. I was going to go to the advice.
Yeah.
I only earn £700 to £900 a month.
Right.
I'll get paid tomorrow.
Right.
I can even show you my bank details.
Okay.
I have literally nothing that I can give.
The writ commands me and my colleague to attend here today.
I know
to either collect the money or to seize goods to value of. That's what we're here to do, all right? So we'd rather not do that.
But just then, a woman comes to the door.
The car's staying where it is at the moment.
With two people now claiming to own the car on the debtor's drive, the agents don't know who is telling them the truth. It's going to take all of Matt and Gary's skills to get the £6,000 they came for. Matt Highway and Gary Ball were in Great Bar, Birmingham, to recover a debt of over £6,000 owed in unpaid rent.
It's almost empty.
Matt and Gary found a car on the driveway that could be seized to offset the debt. But then a man arrived and claimed he owned it.
That's got nothing to do with this property.
The debtor, Charanjit Patel, said he couldn't afford to pay.
I can even show you my bank details. I have literally nothing that I can give.
But then a friend of his also claimed to own the car on the drive.
The car's staying where it is at the moment.
Now, the agents need to get to the bottom of this confusing case.
Let's do first things first. Is that your car? Have you got logbook for it, or...?
She's got it at home.
But before they can sort out who owns the car, the woman makes another claim.
Have you explained that before moving at the property?
Yeah.
You know what the landlord said to him? He goes, if you can move out, please, whatever you owed me, you don't need to pay.
Right, okay.
Right, I'm not lying. Obviously,
Yeah, no, I don't disbelieve you at all. Did you go to court when the county court stage?
No one didn't know nothing about it.
It seems Charanjit believed he didn't have to pay the outstanding rent. But whatever the rights and wrongs of the situation, Matt needs him to understand that the £6,000 he owes must be paid in full today.
Have you got anybody who can help you with this?
I'm restrained from my parents. I have no form of contact with my family or anything I could borrow money off. It's a bigger man, and I have no savings, no investment, no nothing.
It's a lot of money. I don't expect you to have that in your back pocket.
Look, I'll get paid tomorrow. Come to me tomorrow, I can promise you right now.
We've got to sort it now. You need to work with us, and you need to raise some funds. If we give you a little bit of time just to make some phone calls, take the heat off, just go and have a sit in the car for a bit while you make some phone calls. Why don't you try? You're going to have to get inventive. You have to find some way of solving that now. You've already said you've got money coming tomorrow.
Okay, let's do this. Let's take a 10-minute break.
Perfect.
The agents give Charanjit some time to see if he can raise any funds.
People who are honest, who have got nothing to hide, who will always give them that opportunity to raise that cash, no matter how long it takes. You know, we're there all day if it needs to be.
The agents have now been at the property for half an hour when the man they first met returns.
Hey, in, bro. You all right, mate?
Yeah, I just had a word with DVLA.
It's not your car, is it?
That is, yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, because someone else has just said it was their car?
Yeah, it's a shared car.
Oh, it's shared?
With no clarity on who owns the car, the agents must continue to assess it for potential seizure if Charanjit can't raise any funds. But the man is clearly getting agitated.
I need to go.
Shut up, you 2 minutes.
But I need to take my car.
Cooperate and it will happen, yeah? But panicking and everything, you're not going to get far and they won't be able to do their job. Cooperate. Trust me.
We're trying to be as calm as possible, aren't
There
we?
you go. So if they be calm, we stay calm before it goes out of hand.
Charanjit decides to talk to his neighbour.
So to chat with his neighbour now.
Maybe he's going to ask the neighbours to lend him the money. I don't fancy his chances, though, to be honest.
But he comes back with some news.
Yes, mate.
Someone's kindly said to me they can give me 200.
Charanjit's neighbours have agreed to go and withdraw cash to help pay his debt.
Look how kindly a neighbour said to me.
Because we've always been with our neighbours from the start.
Look at that. They gone out just for me.
But the £200 on offer is still a tiny fraction of the £6,000 Charanjit owes.
We're going to need more than 200 quid. Well, as a rock bottom, you're going to need 500 quid.
Charanjit needs to raise another £300 to reach the minimum down payment Matt has asked for.
500. Listen, there's one person else.
If you really want to ask Steve.
Just ask him.
Realising he's running out of options, Charanjit makes another call.
Where's my bank card?
Why? What are you doing?
And he has good news.
He's transferring £300.
He's giving
You do your £500 today, yeah? Okay.
A friend has agreed to lend Charanjit £300. Along with the cash from his neighbours, he's now raised the £500 needed as a down payment.
How sweet is that, man?
You can tell nice people when they've got neighbours that are willing to help out.
The agents now have to work out a payment plan to pay off the £5,500 balance.
And then we need to know what your proposal is to clear the rest of it, because the last thing we want is another performance of this, do we? You know what I mean? So we need to sort it out.
Come on, baby, let's just go in.
The agents have to carefully assess Charanjit's financial situation to make sure he's able to stick to his repayments.
So we need to know what you can do with this going forward.
To be honest, you can't be like 100.
Do you work as?
Monitoring. I'm a manual monitor at home.
Right, so you're working at the minute, but only part-time from home. Is that the gist of it, yeah?
That's all I got.
So what are you suggesting monthly?
50.
Often as a High Court enforcement agent, half of your job is an enforcement agent and half of it is a social worker. We will hear the full story about what the defendant's been through recently, been through in his life, what his situation is like at the moment. What it does for us is it builds a picture of the defendant, how likely they are able to pay this debt off, and, you know, where we can go with the case next.
Charanjit's £50 a month offer is low, but Matt can see that with just a part-time job, he has little means of paying any higher.
I'll accept it provisionally because of your circumstances, all right? I can't get in touch with the client at the minute anyway. Tomorrow, once the office is open, I'll give them a call and I'll tell them about your circumstances and show them the evidence we've seen. All right, mate, so you've got everything you need, yeah?
Yeah.
The case is resolved for now, but if Charanjit doesn't stick to his repayment plan, the agents will be back.
Lads, you've been the best.
It's been an unusual case, but thanks to the kindness of Charanjit's friends, the agents got a result.
That's from next door, can you believe that?
Nice to have nice neighbours.
Threats.
Slap him in the face, you know.
Mate, you've not got what it takes.
Anger.
Don't, sir, don't.
Desperation.
Dad, I need to find £2,000 within 5 minutes.
What happens when debt
I'm not even paying a penny of it.
tracks you down?
Don't open the gates, mate. We'll force entry.
Up and down the UK,
Can somebody come to the door, please?
we see Britain's most resilient High Court enforcement agents
We need immediate police assistance.
dealing with every debtor's worst nightmare.
It's not a wake-up call most people want.
Because if you can't pay,
Doesn't have a penny, doesn't own anything.
they'll take it away. Latest government figures reveal that over 68,000 households are currently affected by the benefit cap, with the majority losing over £2,600 per year. Single parents now make up 70% of households who've seen their benefits capped, putting them at greater risk of homelessness. High Court enforcement agents Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor are on their way to Hyde, Manchester, to evict tenant Michael Higgins. But this isn't going to be a straightforward case.
We have got a combined route of control and a route of possession.
Oh, you're joking?
I'm not. I wish I was.
The agents have two jobs to do here. The first is to repossess the house, while the other is to recover rent arrears Mr. Higgins owes his landlord.
How much does he owe?
The balance at the moment is £8,283.
Mr. Higgins, who lives in the property with his teenage son, has not paid any rent for 18 months. The landlord took the case to the High Court, and now Mr. Higgins must leave today.
So what do you think, what is he going to do?
He's going to pay in full.
And then start packing?
And then start packing. Chance will be a fine thing.
We can only hope.
We can only hope.
But on arrival at the property, Stuart and Vic are in for a shock.
Oh my God, that looks like a squat from the outside. Look at the lovely houses next door, and this one at the end. How's the landlord let it get to this?
With no reply, the agents check round the back.
Dog.
Oh, stinks of piss.
Dog shit. Everywhere.
The house seems to be empty. But then a neighbour appears.
Probably took the kid to school.
Right.
Oh. The one we want to get rid of him for fucking ages.
He's going today.
Today, good.
Yeah. All sorted, mate. Thanks for that.
Whilst the agents wait for Mr. Higgins to return, the letting agent arrives.
So what's the story then?
Just like, basically, it's just
Yeah.
the landlord needs to sell it because it's just not got rent on it. It's like 18 months now.
Good luck trying to sell it. You know what I mean?
But then Vic spots something.
There's someone upstairs, Stu. Someone upstairs, mate.
It seems there is someone in the house after all.
Upstairs, top window. Someone's inside.
Mr. Higgins, we've got a written possession for this property today, sir. You need to open the door. If not, we'll force it open. We have got a locksmith en route.
With no response, the agents head round the back again.
Hello, sir. We're High Court enforcement agents, so we've got a written possession for this property, right? So you need to open up, sir.
Finally, the back door opens.
Oh, hiya, mate.
Alright, right, dog. Let me dog come in. Come on. Right, what is this? Come on, help me out.
Right, so basically what it is, we've got a written possession to take over the property today.
Right.
Okay, so we can give you half an hour to get what you need.
Half an hour?
Yeah, I'm
You
afraid.
can come back for your belongings. It's
Yeah,
only
you can come back for the rest of the stuff.
Today's the beginning of the process. So what you need to do today is get your clothing, medication.
Anything else that you need.
Because you can come back in the next 7 days for your goods. Your goods will stay here.
But it's been sorted out. It's
Yeah,
been sorted.
being sorted out doesn't mean it's getting paid.
Been sorted.
Right, well.
I was unawares that it wasn't being paid at all. And then I got a letter a couple of months ago. I went down to the housing and to sort it out, and as far as I'm concerned, it's been sorted out.
Right.
So I've not heard anything off anybody. I didn't even have a knock on my door off me, one more than nothing.
Right.
And I've been on housing benefit for all the time that I've lived there. I've lived there 12 years, mate.
Oh wow, right, okay.
It appears that the amount of housing benefit Mr. Higgins receives was capped 18 months ago, and his payments since then haven't been enough to cover his rent. Despite his claims that the situation has been rectified, the High Court writ means he must leave today.
Who lives in this property with you, sir?
My son.
Who else? Just yourself?
My son and my dogs.
Okay, right.
Got nowhere else. I've got nothing else, nowhere else to go with my dogs or anything.
You can go to Housing Office. Housing Office will rehome you, especially if you've got your son.
Yeah.
They can put you in emergency accommodation.
And the documentation you need for that as well, so it's in there.
Clearly in shock, Mr. Higgins gets his father on the phone.
Get everything out of the house, what I can carry. Now. I've got half an hour to do it in.
It's a horrible position to be in, isn't it?
That must be for you, John, mate.
No, I understand.
While Mr. Higgins starts to pack, Vic takes a look around the house to see if there are any assets worth removing to offset the £8,000 he owes. All the rooms are full of clutter, and it soon becomes clear there's nothing of any value here.
Anything upstairs?
2 bedrooms. Just pretty much the same as this.
Yeah. If you can't pay your rent, then it's doubtful that they're going to have any goods that are actually worth taking control of. And ultimately, we have to make the landlord aware that there's nothing much that really we can do. If he isn't going to pay you the rent, then I doubt he's going to have any goods that are worth taking control of.
With nothing to take to offset the money Mr. Higgins owes, all Stuart and Vic can do is complete the eviction. But with a locksmith now on site, Mr. Higgins is getting agitated.
I need to get out of the way a minute, him. Sort of like takes the piss that he's stood at the door before we get out of the fucking house. Dick. Right, listen, mate, like, I'm getting on my tits now, right? Get out of my way. Right, otherwise I am going to find you fucking right out if you get in my way one more time. I'm fucking serious, mate. I am just going to knock fuck out of you if you get in my way one more time.
With Mr. Higgins now making threats, this simple eviction has taken an ugly turn. It will take all of Stuart and Vic's experience to resolve the case peacefully. High Court enforcement agents Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor were in Hyde, Manchester, to evict a tenant who was over £8,000 in rent arrears.
Upstairs, top window. Someone's inside.
Tenant Michael Higgins said he didn't know his landlord wanted him out.
I was unawares that it wasn't being paid at all. Not heard anything off anybody. I didn't even have a knock on my door off me. Onward and nothing.
The agents looked for assets to offset the £8,000 Mr. Higgins owed, but there was nothing of value in the cluttered house.
Anything upstairs?
2 bedrooms. Just pretty much the same as this.
Yeah.
And when the locksmith started work on the doors, the situation became heated.
Right, listen, mate, like, I'm getting on my tits now, right? Get out of my way, right? Otherwise I am going to find you fucking right out if you get in my way one more time.
Now, with Mr. Higgins' son back from school, the agents need to get the eviction back on track.
Don't even work that door, mate. The outside lock is knackered, so you don't even bother changing it.
Locksmith knows what he's doing, mate.
Then Michael's father arrives.
What's the crack? What's the all?
About £8,000.
8?
Yeah.
That's impossible. It's awful thing doing. This is ridiculous, this.
The fact of the matter is, although they were supposed to pay the rent, they didn't pay the rent.
Oh, yeah, this is it, yeah.
So...
He's on social. It's a mistake, and it won't sort it out.
Well, it's gone past that stage now, sir. The landlord wants their property back.
It's got a bit ridiculous if it's gone up to £8,000 without letting us know. Well, we've never had any notification or anything to my house or here to say...
He's aware of this, the housing problem, sir. He's aware of the problem.
The landlord's got me dad's address, and he's not even been in touch with me there.
He's even got my phone number. It is ridiculous. He's done everything that he could possibly do. Before he won't sleep with a 13-year-old lad. It's ridiculous. It should not be allowed.
When someone's about to lose their property or, where they're living, it can be a very emotional process. I've seen grown men break down and cry, and obviously it's a big shock for whoever gets evicted. So much emotion must go through that person's mind, and we know this, and that's why we try and do it in a very calm manner.
The agents have now been at the property for over an hour. and Mr. Higgins' time to leave the house is almost up.
Hiya, mate. How's it going? You nearly there? Yeah. All right, mate.
Right,
Have you got everything that you need?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, mate.
Mr. Higgins now seems to accept he needs to go, but his father is still protesting the eviction.
They've let it get to this much. Everything in a couple of grand, we could have sorted it out, I'd have paid it. But I haven't got that kind of money. I haven't got £8,000 for that. I just can't pay it. If I had it, I'd pay it. So, I don't know what to do.
Now homeless, Mr. Higgins will have to apply to the council for emergency accommodation for him and his son. With the house back in the landlord's control, the letting agent can finally see the state of the property.
Yeah.
Smells fresh, doesn't it?
It absolutely stinks.
Ugh.
Like, literally, I am in a state of shock, I'm not gonna lie.
Look at the roof.
Oh no.
Yeah, I do feel in some cases for the landlord, because he's out of pocket on the rent side, and now he's got to spend more money on the property to get it back to the level so he can actually rent it out again.
With the locks changed and keys handed over, the eviction is now complete.
Right, been an absolute pleasure as always.
Thank you.
All right. Let me just... Cheers, Emily. See you later. Tell you what, mate, we see some things, don't we?
Yeah. It's like most possessions, you never know what you're going to get till you really get inside the property. To be fair, on this one you've had warning signs, the garden's overgrown. You could smell the property outside, really.
The house itself is completely ruined. I reckon you need a good 30 grand to get that house back up to scratch again.
Latest research reveals pubs and bars in the UK are increasingly struggling to stay afloat, with 1 in 5 experiencing significant financial distress. It's estimated that 4 in 10 pubs in England will face increased business rates in 2017, putting them at risk of closure. High Court enforcement agents Gary Ball and Matt Highway are in Bridgnorth, Shropshire, to collect a debt of nearly £2,500 owed by a pub landlady.
Miss Nicola Burton, and she owes £2,477 from the notes. It's rent arrears.
Nicola Burton moved out of a rented property a year ago to become the licensee of a local pub. However, she failed to pay her ex-landlord the remaining rent she owed.
Looking for the Hare and Hounds pub, and it opens apparently at the same time as his dentist. You know what time that is? 2:30. 2:30. 2:30.
The case was escalated to the High Court, and now Matt and Gary have come to the pub Nicola runs to get payment in full today. But although it's past opening time, the pub appears to be closed.
Hello mate, how you doing? Looking for a Nicola Burton?
I am a partner. What's
You
the
are?
name?
It's a High Court writ we're here to enforce today.
For what?
I can't give you the full details, but I can, as long as she says it's okay to, I can tell you all about it. We should have to okay it first.
Can you just give me 5 minutes?
Yeah, of course.
See what she's saying.
Yeah,
She's in
yeah,
bed.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
But it seems Nicola isn't in bed after all.
Hello, Nicola, is it?
Yeah.
Hi, Nicola. My name's Matthew Highway, I'm a High Court enforcement agent.
Yeah.
I'm here with a High Court writ today against yourself. It relates to a CCJ that was issued in the Northampton County Court, which is why we're here.
Right.
There's an outstanding balance of £2,477.43. So we're commanded by the writ today to attend the property to either collect that payment or to seize goods to the value of. That's what we're here to do. Can you pay this at all? You can't. Is there anybody can help you with it? No. Okay.
We're on the verge of going bust.
With Nicola making it clear she's in no position to pay, Matt has to make the consequences clear.
OK. Well, we have no choice then but to carry on and do our job, unfortunately, which obviously means seizing goods to the value of. Is there anything here that belongs to anybody else?
Yeah, the whole of this.
OK, have you got proof of that?
Nicola claims that all the assets in the property belong to a company she rents the pub from. She shows Matt a letter laying out the terms of her lease.
Right. And have they got an inventory of what's actually owned by them? Because this is just saying all fixtures and fittings, which obviously doesn't...
It's the tables, the chairs, the bar pumps.
Right, but have they got an inventory of that, of what they actually own?
The document states that the leasing company does own the pub's fixtures and fittings. But it isn't the inventory Matt asked for.
That letter in itself, for me, wouldn't be proof that the items here belong to somebody else. I'll give them a call if you like, yeah.
Matt gets the managing director of the leasing company on the phone.
Hi, is that Miss Butler? Hello there, my name's Matthew Highway, I'm a High Court enforcement agent. I'm enforcing a High Court writ at a premises I believe you're the landlady of.
What for?
It's, can I tell the lady?
You can have to, aren't you?
Yeah, it's for outstanding rent arrears from a previous property.
Oh, right, okay.
The minute all I've got is a piece of paper to say that you own the fixtures and fittings, which isn't, that could be anything, couldn't it?
Well, it's a lock, stock and barrel.
Right. Yeah, but if you understand, obviously, I mean, there's for instance, there's a set of car keys on the back of the bar. I mean, they don't belong to you, do they?
Well,
so we have to determine.
I haven't rented her a car.
No, so we have to determine what actually in here belongs to you and what belongs to this lady.
I'll have a look and I'll get back to you, okay?
All right, if you could make it fairly urgent, because the other option I've got is to remove everything and then give you 7 days to prove it. So, I'd rather not do that if you can prove it while I'm here.
Right, okay then, I'll have a look through my files.
All right, Miss Butler.
Can come up with them.
Thank you, thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
While they wait for the inventory to arrive, Matt and Gary go to see whether there are any assets of value in Nicola's flat upstairs.
There's a stereo here, mate, Samsung.
It soon becomes clear that there is little of any value, and the situation is clearly taking its toll on Nicola.
Is there no other way of sorting this out? Because I didn't know that it had got to this.
But you're aware of the whole situation, that it's gone to the county court and that, you know... That
no, I haven't.
Who's told her?
Well, you must have done. You've been written to. We wrote to you at this address.
At this address?
Yeah. Yeah, we wrote to you on the 1st.
Of?
Gave you until the 12th to sort it out.
1st of what?
1st of June.
I've had no letter.
Yeah.
I've had no letter come to this property because I'd have sorted it out.
Got a copy of the letter here.
I swear to you now, as I stand here, I've not received that letter.
Well, it was sent. I mean, you'd have to check with your postman what the issue is there because it's certain.
So what's the time fucking arguing with them?
Certainly.
Now Nicola's landlady, Miss Butler, arrives.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
Right.
You're the lady I spoke to on the phone?
Yes.
Hello, how are you doing? You alright?
Okay.
Matthew Highway. You brought me an inventory for...
There's the inventory.
Lovely, thank you.
As I say, she come in with nothing, the same as the people before. We own everything. They come in with nothing, they just pay the rent for renting it.
Yeah, that's fine. Obviously, we know we have a job to do and we have to prove that. Unfortunately, we can't just go back and say, well, somebody said that, you know, it belongs to somebody else, so... But that's fine, I'll accept that. Smashing. Thank you very much for that, appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
With proof that the company owns most things of value in the building, the agents are running out of options. So Gary goes to fetch the set of keys they spotted earlier from behind the bar. And goes out to find Nicola's car.
Found the key, a logbook. It's this one here. Worth about £200.
With the car not worth the cost of removing, the agents have reached a stalemate.
What happens like now? She can't find the money.
Well,
she owns nothing.
At the minute, well, we'll have to come back.
How much does she owe?
£2,477.43.
But then Miss Butler suddenly leaves. And Nicola now wants to tell former pub landlord Matt more about how she got into this situation.
We moved here to make a better life and it's just absolutely fucking crippled us.
What is it, the rent on the building, is it really high? How much is the rent?
£1,600 a month.
That is a lot, isn't it?
I know you're not even interested. We took 30 last night.
I am interested and I understand your situation. I've been there and I understand it. I run pubs for a long time, a lot of years. It's a big whack of money to find every month, isn't it? 1,600 quid. And if the trade's not doing it downstairs, that's how you get into a situation, isn't it? These pubs just don't make money anymore, Gary.
We've tried everything, and I mean everything.
But just then, Miss Butler comes back to the pub and she makes an unexpected offer.
Will you accept £1,000 at this moment in time till she can try and sort something out?
I can check with the claimant whether they're happy to accept £1,000. However, I would need to know when the rest of it was going to get paid.
Well, obviously, I've just tried to raise £1,000.
Yeah, I appreciate your help.
Now, it would have to be up to Nikki to try.
Yeah, absolutely.
And sort the rest of it out.
Yeah.
Is that all right with you if I pay them £1,000?
So that will leave Nicola
£1,477.
1,477.43. Give me an offer of arrangement for the rest of that money. All right. I'll contact the claimant now.
Matt rings the office to see if the claimant will accept £1,000 payment today, together with £100 a month to settle the balance.
Could you contact the client?
Okay, I'll get on to it now, mate.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Whilst they wait for the claimant's decision, Miss Butler leaves to go and fetch the £1,000 she's offered.
So doing our job, you know, we meet lots of bad people. It's really refreshing when you meet some nice people that are willing to help out their friends or tenants at a time of need. It really is like a breath of fresh air.
5 minutes later, the office call back.
Yeah, I spoke to the client. Yeah, it's okay, but she needs to go on a 3-month review because obviously it's a pub, isn't it? So if trade gets a bit better, she might have more cash.
Right, okay, I'll make that clear. So it's been accepted then, Nicola, with a 3-month review. So in 3 months they want to have a look at it again and see whether its situation's changed or not.
Moments later, Miss Butler returns with £1,000 in cash.
Yep, £1,000. Perfect. All right, we're all sorted. Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks to the generosity of Nicola's landlady, the case is resolved for now. But as it will take over a year to pay off the balance, there may be tough times ahead.
You know, she's clinging on to the pub more for the fact that it's somewhere to live, rather than looking at the bigger picture and realising that actually the business is untenable. She's going to sink in more debt, I think, from what I can see. But, you know, hopefully she'll get it sorted.
Really struggling.
£1,000.
Poor girl.
Matt and Gary got a result in a seemingly impossible situation. But in Stuart and Ian's next case,
I haven't got the money, I can't afford to pay it.
a debtor in denial
You meant to give 7 days notice, I thought.
Yeah, we have, mate.
pushes their patience to the limit.
Oh, money back. You can't just take stuff.
Research has shown that there are 4.8 million self-employed workers in the UK, and the numbers are on the rise. However, the average value of self-employed earnings has dropped by more than a fifth since the beginning of the financial crisis. And over 50% of workers in this sector seriously worry about their personal finances. High Court enforcement agent Stuart McCracken and colleague Ian Taylor are in Penrith, Cumbria. They're here to recover almost £4,500 owed by a car salesman to a dissatisfied customer.
Well, beautiful Cumbria.
Yeah, Penrith in the Lake District, mate.
Yeah.
I was up here a couple of weeks ago.
Stunning.
Right, we're off to see Darren J. Oliver trading as North Lake Cars.
Alright. How much does he owe?
£4,359.56.
The debt stems from a dispute over a faulty car.
Tell you what a beautiful place to live, though.
Oh, stunning, isn't it?
Proper little chocolate box village.
The case was escalated to the High Court, and now the debtor must pay the money he owes in full today, in either cash or goods. And Stuart and Ian immediately spot an expensive 4x4 parked on the driveway.
And a lovely Range Rover parked on the drive.
The customised number plate has the debtor's initials on it. As it's likely it belongs to him, the vehicle could be useful leverage for the agents.
Right, let's go and have a chat. Good morning, you okay? I'm after Mr. Oliver.
He's not in, sorry.
Right.
I live here, but my son doesn't.
Are you able to get him on the phone? We're High Court enforcement agents.
Oh, right.
From Direct Collection Bailiffs Limited.
Right.
Are you able to get him on the phone? So we need to get this sorted. We've got a High Court writ to be here.
Right. Okay, I'll try and get...
No problem. All right.
As the debtor's mother goes inside to call him, Stuart makes a peaceful entry.
What is it about?
It's a High Court writ. It's regarding an outstanding balance that he needs to sort out.
Right, okay. I say he doesn't live here anymore.
But as this is the address the notice of enforcement has been sent to, Stuart has every right to stay and investigate further. The woman quickly gets her son on the phone.
I've had two items.
We're High Court enforcement agents.
The High Court enforcement agents, and I've had her in the house. They walked in.
Is that Darren, is it?
Yeah.
Do you want to have a quick chat with him?
He doesn't live here.
Okay. All right. Hello, is that Mr. Oliver?
Yeah, speaking.
Mr. Oliver, good morning. My name's Mr. McCracken. I'm a High Court enforcement agent. I've got a High Court right here to execute at this address.
We wouldn't be there to that address. They don't even live at that address.
Right, well, there's a Range Rover on the drive with your initials on it at the moment.
No, that's not. It's my dad's car.
Is it? Okay, we need to see some documentation for that.
It's in the house.
Yeah, no problem. We're literally here to collect a balance of £4,359.
I haven't got the money. I can't afford to pay it.
Okay, so what we'll have to do is start removing goods from this address.
There's nothing there in my name, so you can't prepare it.
So you need to see what you can do to try and raise this balance, okay? So I'll pass you back. There you go.
Yeah. No. They're standing in the hall. Oh, Darren, you need to get here. I shouldn't have to deal with this. Are you coming up now?
So he's got a laptop in the house then?
Ian's ears are incredibly sharp. He's like a bloodhound. If he gets a sniff of something, he won't let it go. And that's a great thing about having someone like Ian by your side, because he will pick up on things that sometimes I might miss.
A few moments later, the debtor's mother comes back into the hall.
So you on your way up now? As far as I know, he's coming on his way.
No problem at all.
But after overhearing the telephone conversation, Ian needs to get to the truth.
We've just heard him admit to having assets inside the house there.
Pardon?
We've just heard him admit to having assets in the house then. A laptop and a white envelope full of cash.
Well, it's not his laptop, it's ours. It's belonging in the house. I say, you know, it's nothing to do with me.
No, I understand, but sadly, this is the part of the job. You see, we've got to execute the High Court writ.
Stuart goes to see whether he can find the assets he overheard Mr. Oliver talking about on the phone. And in a cupboard, he spots an envelope.
Oh, found the cash.
How much is there?
I've got 2,350.
The cash would cover almost half the money Darren owes.
Do you want to count? Do you want to double check that, mate?
Stuart is confident that the cash in the envelope does belong to the debtor, but before he seizes it, he calls the office for advice.
I just thought I'd bring you up to speed just regards to this case. We've come to the property. She phoned him straight away, and the first thing he said was, go into the back and hide the money. I found the money. There's £2,920. It was in a cupboard in an open envelope. So we can seize that, can't we? Yeah. Alright, no worries. Cheers, Kev. Just thought I'd double check, that's all, mate.
The office have given Stuart permission to seize the money, but he's still £1,500 short of the full balance. Stuart goes to inspect the Range Rover on the driveway.
That's open.
He calls the office to see if the car is free of finance.
Hi, Mike. You alright, pal? Could you do HPI for me, please?
But then the debtor, Darren, finally arrives home.
Gotta go.
And he wants answers.
You're meant to give 7 days notice, I thought.
There's been letters sent out.
We've not received it. You say that all the time. I've not seen it. You say that, that's an excuse. You have not sent a letter out. So I'm not complaining. Where's it at then? Where's it at?
I'll go and get you a copy of it if you want.
No, I want to see the original that's come.
Why would you see the original? It'd be at your house.
Well, I can't afford to pay it.
Well, we've already got £2,920.
It's not my money.
Well, you just said, Mum, go and hide my money.
Yeah, it's not my money. It's my car I stole from my dad. I'm ringing the police because you can't come in.
Honestly, ring the police, no problem at all.
I want my money back. You can't just take stuff.
Yes, we can.
No, you can't. How can you?
Because we've got a High Court writ, sir. We need the remaining amount. If we do start removing goods, it goes up to £5,191.
I can't. It's all my dad's house, so I know you can't.
But then, realising that the debt could escalate if he doesn't face it head-on, Darren makes a U-turn.
So what is it? I'll just pay it.
Yeah.
Right, 4,359 56.
Minus. Yeah. So how can you pay it?
I'll just pay it.
Is this the card here, sir?
With the nearly £4,500 paid in full, Stuart and Ian's perseverance has paid off.
See you later, mate. Take it easy anyway, alright?
Okay.
Alright.
Thanks a lot.
See you later. Right. Sorted. Job done. Right, let's go, mate. I'll tell you what. Why would you put your parents through all that? Just bloody pay it.
When he had it as well. Yeah.
When he had it.
Research has shown that borrowing in the UK is currently at a level unseen since the financial crisis of 2008. A leading UK advisory body in England and Wales deals with an average of nearly 3,500 new debt problems every day. High Court enforcement agents Gary Ball and Matt Highway are in Solihull, West Midlands. They're here to recover almost £10,000 owed to a car finance company.
We've got Mr. Bhupinder Singh, and he owes just short of £10,000, £9,920.28, to a finance company.
Is this a nice area, Solihull?
It is nice round here, yeah.
The debtor, Bhupinder Singh, bought a car on finance, but failed to stick to his repayment agreement or return the car.
And a TT outside.
The finance company took the case to the county court and Mr. Singh lost. The company then escalated it to the High Court, and now Mr. Singh must pay the money he owes in full today.
Hello. Hello, sir. Good morning. I'm looking for Bhupinder Singh.
He's not here.
No? Can you call him for me? Is it your son or...?
No, he's not my son.
Brother?
He's my older brother.
Your older brother?
No, sorry, my younger brother.
Oh, right, OK. Could you give him a call for us then, please, sir?
Yeah. I haven't got his number.
You don't have your brother's number?
Yeah. He does stay here, but he's not here at the moment, and I haven't got a number for him. So.
Right, OK. All right, explain the situation to you then, sir. So, my name's Matthew White. I'm a High Court enforcement agent, and we're commanded to attend the property today to either collect the payments or to seize goods to the value of. That's what we're here to do. So, you're adamant that you're not able to contact your brother?
If you give me your details, yeah, and I can get him to contact you.
No, that's fine. We'll carry on and do our job, sir. Thank you.
Suspicious of the man's claims that he can't contact his own brother, the agents make peaceful entry into the house so they can investigate further.
All right, OK. So is the property here that belongs to your dad, is there?
Yes, it does, yeah.
OK, well, you're going to need to prove that then, sir. So if there's items of the property that do belong to your father, you need to prove that to us.
We've been living here for about 38 years, so we can't give you receipts for everything.
So otherwise I suggest that we contact your brother and we can deal with him rather than have to go down that line. But we're here to get the matter resolved, OK?
Will you take a seat?
Yes, of course, sir, yeah. Smashing. Thank you.
It appears that the man does have his brother's number, after all.
You know when someone says to me, I don't have a contact number for my brother?
Yeah.
Really hard to believe, isn't it?
We get lied to every day, hundreds of times per day. You know, when we hear a lie, we know it's a lie straight away. We'd love it if people just told the truth straight away, but they never do. I think it's a bit of a human nature. You know, if you deny anyone being there, then they think they might be, turn around and go away. But, we'll always dig a bit deeper.
10 minutes after the agents arrived, the man still hasn't been able to make contact with his brother.
Okay, who's trying to get hold of him, sir?
Sorry?
Who's trying to get hold of him?
Who's trying to get hold of him?
Yeah.
I just rang his wife.
You've rang his wife? Okay, so we should be getting a call in a minute.
It's like a massive shock to me.
You'll have to have a chat with Bhupinder about that.
With Bhupinder seemingly out of reach, the agents have no choice but to start looking for assets belonging to him to seize.
Can I wait for the call mouse? Have a look round.
Yeah. Well, this is where Bhupinder and his wife stay.
Oh, is it? Oh, right, OK.
But just before the agents can start searching Bhupinder's room, a call comes through.
Yeah, that's his wife. She says she's trying to get hold of him. She can't get hold of him.
OK, all right, no problem. We'll carry on and do our job then.
The agents continue their search, but then Gary spots a plastic bag.
Here's a start, mate.
Full of coins.
A little bit short, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gary starts to count the money, but it's clear there isn't enough here to even scratch the surface of Bhupinder's £10,000 debt.
If Mr. Singh wants to pay the outstanding balance, then we can leave and go on our way. Absolutely fine.
How does he pay? How do you come to...
Cash, credit or debit card?
£175, Matt.
How much, mate?
£175.
OK.
The difficulty with large debts at residential properties is generally there isn't going to be sufficient goods to cover the amount we're looking for. For instance, if we're looking for £10,000, then we're probably looking to recover £50,000 or £60,000 worth of goods to cover that at auction. There's very few people that have got that amount of money in the house.
The agents have now been in the house for half an hour. There's still no sign of the debtor, and with little else of value to remove apart from the coins, it looks as if the agents have hit a dead end. But then the case takes an astonishing turn.
Hello? Who's this?
Hey?
Who's this? Who's this fella? Hello, mate. This is not your brother.
Yeah.
Hiding under the bed?
Hiding under the bed, sir?
The bed?
Definitely.
I've seen this all now.
In an extraordinary twist, it seems that the debtor has been hiding in the house all along. Now Matt and Gary will have to work hard to get this bizarre case resolved. Matt Highway and Gary Ball were in Solihull. collecting a debt of nearly £10,000 owed by Bhupinder Singh to a car finance company.
Hello, sir. Good morning. I'm looking for Bhupinder Singh.
He's not here.
No.
The debtor's brother told the agents he couldn't contact him.
He does stay here, but he's not here at the moment, and I haven't got a number for him.
So Matt and Gary began a search of Bhupinder's room. But all they found was a bag of coins.
£175, Matt.
But then the case took an extraordinary turn.
Who's this fella? Hello, mate. This is not your brother. Hiding under the bed?
Hiding under the bed, sir.
The bed?
Now that the agents are face to face with the elusive debtor, they need to get this case resolved one way or another.
He's here apparently. Yeah, apparently he was sleeping on the floor.
So if you think that I believe that you didn't know the gentleman was here,
well,
all right, and he didn't know that we were here, then you're insulting my intelligence.
I didn't know.
He's hiding under a quilt, sir.
Yeah.
I don't go around.
Yeah, I know.
Looking under quilts.
I'm just saying that I'm just saying to you that we've been in and out here, and I've been sitting here talking.
I think you know exactly what's the matter, sir. You've been here all along, hiding under the duvet.
What's
you know exactly what I mean,
they're
sir.
saying they're here from the court.
I think he knows why we're here, sir. He's been awake all along. Let's not insult our intelligence, sir.
Matt needs to make it clear what Bhupinder must do next.
There's an outstanding balance of £9,920 and 28 pence that the county court made you liable for on the 23rd of the 5th. I don't know, did you have finance out from somebody? Is it vehicle finance or? Yeah, okay. So you've not paid it?
Mate, you don't need to go into my stuff. I'll sort your money out.
Yeah, no worries. If you want to get the payment sorted then.
With Mr. Singh promising to pay, the agents give him time to get the money together.
It's only because, I was counting the money, mate. My foot actually touched him.
Listen to now.
How weird is that? You ever played enforcement hide and seek, mate? How strange.
Never felt been amazed in this job.
He's even got the money to pay, apparently.
We've even got his wife on the phone.
He's in the house.
We see things on the normal run-of-mill that people will think are absolutely crazy. It's a very different job, enforcement, very different to any other job, and it throws up all sorts of surprises.
The agents have been at the house for almost 2 hours when a woman arrives with a bundle of cash.
You got that, mate?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grand. How much was that, mate?
£4,920. There's the 80 back from the 10,000.
After trying to evade the agents, Mr. Singh's debt is paid off in full.
All right, that's all for you. And we're all done. Okay, thank you, sir, for your help. Okay, appreciate it.
Cheers, sir. Thank you.
All right, thanks very much. All done, mate. Results. It's amazing the lengths people go to to try and evade enforcement.
52.
52 years of age, and he's hiding under his bed. I mean, I stopped doing that when I was 6.
When he can get the money that he owes?
Within
an hour?
Within an hour.
Enforced?
Enforced, mate. Good job.